The air is thin and bites the lungs. 7 hunters of the clan move as a single organism across the frost-hardened tundra, a creature of wood, stone, and hardened hide before them, their prize alone, ancient bison. Its coat a matted tapestry of snow and mud, its breath a series of angry white plumes. This is the rhythm of their existence. The core of their survival skills honed over countless generations of hominid history. Their leader, Kael, a man whose face is a map of skulls and concentration, gives a low grunt to the Lion Titans. They are a wall of muscle and sharpened points. A simple, brutal equation that has worked 1,000 times. The charge is a controlled explosion of energy. Their fire-hardened spears held low. The plan is ancient and reliable. Overwhelm with numbers. Strike the vital organs, and let the great beast bleed out its strength onto the frozen earth. These are early humans, and this is their mastery. The first spear strikes home, but the bison roars, the sound of geological fury, and turns. It is in this moment of chaos, with the clan focused entirely on the threshing behemoth, that the silent observers make their move. They emerge from the skeletal birch trees not as a disorganized mob, but as a throwing, great-eyed. The great wolves, Canis dirus, at their head is a massive alpha, its right ear torn to a ragged stump, its yellow eyes burning with a cold, analytical fire. The hunters reflexively shift. It never comes. The other 5 wolves, moving with liquid silence, have used the feint as mysterious hidden. They do not attack the spears. They throw around the flanks, their paws making no sound on the snow-dusted ground. The attack comes from the side and from behind the spear wall. The clan's single tactical concept dissolves into a screaming, bloody maelstrom. A young hunter named Bor is the first to fall, not to the bison, but to a wolf that rips through his hamstring from behind. He goes down with a cry of shocked disbelief, and to more on him before his spear can find a target. The clan's formation is an illusion, their ancient tools useless without a unified front. It is a slaughter born not of superior strength, but of superior strategy. This is a new, terrifying lesson in the unforgiving school of Prehistoric life. The hunters are no longer the ambushers, they are the ensnared. They do not carry their dead, they carry the lessons. 3 hunters short, the survivors limp back to the rock shelter, a hollow wound in the side of a grey hill. The clan gathers not with a chilling, hollow silence. Grief is a luxury for the safe, a warmth they cannot afford. Kael sits apart, his spear across his knees, its flint tips stained with the blood of both man and wolf. He is not staring into the fire, he is staring through it, back to the snow-dusted clearing, replaying the slaughter frame by agonizing frame. They are homo hydal beginsers, thinkers and tool makers, but today they were outthought. The feint, the flanking maneuver, it was just savagery. It was geometry, a living, breathing tactic. The wolves had used the clan's own linear focus against them, turning their greatest strength into a fatal weakness. These human ancestors are learning the lesson written in their own blood. For 3 days, Kael is a ghost. He eats without tasting, his eyes fixed on some middle distance where the ghosts of wolves still run. He picks up stones, not to arrange them on the dusty floor of the cave. He makes a line his hunters. He uses darker pebbles for the wolves. He pushes one group forward, then flays the others around the sides again and again. He reenacts the failure then. He starts changing the movements. He adds more stones, placing them as obstacles, trees, rocks. He isn't just remembering, he is dissecting. He is learning. This silent, obsessive work is the dawn of a new kind of thinking, a concept fundamental to the future study of anthropology. He is no longer thinking like a man who hunts a beast. He is thinking like the beast that hunts men. On the 4th day, he rises and gestures to the 4 remaining senior hunters. He leads them not toward the hunting grounds, but to a deep, narrow ravine 2 valleys over, a jagged scar carved into the earth by ancient meltwater. The walls are steep, the floor a bottleneck of gravel and stone. Kael says nothing. He uses the language of gesture, the proto language of command. He points to the top of the ravine walls, then makes a throwing motion. He positions 2 hunters at the narrow entrance. Miming a panicked retreat, he then leads the others to the far end, placing them behind a cluster of massive boulders. Drawing a finger across his own throat, the plan is communicated in silence. In shared understanding born of desperation, decoys will draw the wolves and the main force will be waiting in ambush at the end and from above. A 3rd group will rain down death. It is the wolves' own strategy, perfected and amplified. They will use the landscape itself as a weapon, the ultimate expression of primitive technology. Back in the cave, They sharpen not only their flint spears but also heavy, fire-hardened wooden stakes, designed not for throwing, but for dropping. This is the price of survival to hunt the wolf. You must become the wolf. The bait is cast. Nora and Lev, two of the clan's swiftest runners, burst from the tree line and into the mouth of the ravine. They do not run with the easy lope of the unburdened, but with the panicked, stumbling gait of the truly hunted. Their faces are masks of terror, but their eyes are sharp, calculating the distance behind them. The cry of the pack leader echoes, a hungry, confident sound. The alpha, its door near a dark flag against the snow, leads the charge. The pack funnels into the narrow passage, their coordinated movements now liability, forcing them into a tight, grey column. They are a spear of tooth and claw, aimed at the fleeing hunters, blind to the true nature of the trap high above. Hidden on the ravine's rim, the hunters clutch their heavy, sharpened stakes, their knuckles pale. Kael, waiting with the main force at the far end, tastes copper in his mouth. The signal is a hawk's cry, sharp and sudden, from Lev as he and Nora dive behind the designated boulders. The first volley of stakes rains down. They are not spears meant to pierce, but massive, weighted cudgels designed to crush and break. One smashes the spine of a wolf in the middle of the pack. Its hell cut short in a wet crunch, and other glances off the alpha's shoulder, sending it rolling. Chaosy rupts the pack's fluid advance, shatters into a confused, snarling mass, their forward momentum broken, their flanks hemmed in by sheer rock before they can recover. Kael's roar echoes from the end of the ravine. The main force charges. It is not a spear wall, it is a storm of individual combat, hunters using the chaos to isolate and kill the wolves, so brilliant in the open, are now wrapped in a deadly cage of human design, their tactical advantage gone. The battle is a vortex of blood and fur, yet the alpha is different. It recovers from the blow, shakes its massive head, and ignores the lesser threats. Its yellow eyes find Kael. It recognizes the mind behind its undoing. While its pack is cut to pieces, it launches itself forward. A singular engine of vengeance. Kael meets the charge, ramming his spear into the beast's chest. The fire-hardened wood holds, but the sheer force of the impact throws him backward. The wolf is mortally wounded, but its jaws, its final, dying instinct, snaps shut on Kael's shoulder. He cries out, a sound of agony and finality. Another hunter drives a flint spear through the alpha's neck, silencing it forever. The remaining few wolves, their leader fallen, break and flee. Silence descends upon the ravine, broken only by the groans of the wounded. They have won, but as the clan gathers around their leader, watching the life drain from his eyes, they feel the crushing weight of their victory. They have learned to think. But the first lesson in this new chapter of hominid history is that the price of knowledge is paid in the blood of the wise. The hunters do not speak of it as a victory. They call it the death of the spear. Kael's body is laid in a high cleft in the rock, his broken spear beside him, a monument to the first strategist. His death was not an end, but a transaction. He exchanged his life for an idea, the most powerful weapon their people would ever possess, the understanding that the world is not merely a thing to be endured, but a puzzle to be solved. This brutal confrontation in a forgotten ravine was more than a hunt. It was a critical synapse firing in the nascent brain of humanity. It was the moment ancient humans stopped reacting to the patterns of prehistoric life and began creating patterns of their own. They learned it from the wolf how to become the pack, how to turn thought into a killing edge. This single, bloody event was a cornerstone of human evolution, an affirmation that survival belongs not to the strongest, but to the most adaptable mind. How many such sacrifices, unrecorded and unknown, lie buried beneath the foundations of our own world, each one a silent testament to our species' audacious, bloody climb from prey to predator. For in the silence of extinction, the only true record is the echo of the will to survive. The earth itself remembers the weight of giants.